Riley Longhill, ghost hunter, along with her trusty dog Geist. Riley is the fictional alter ego of author Michele Pariza Wacek, who is also known as Michele PW. All stories are a product of the author's imagination. For more on Riley, along with musings from Michele and more, visit mpwnovels.com. Hello, it is Michele Pariza Wacek, also known as Michele PW, fiction author, and of course, the host of the Adventures of Riley Longhill, Ghost Hunter, which you are listening to right now. And today we have episode 12, What Happened After. But before we get into today's episode, I just want to give you a quick update on the book scene, the fiction book scene, because of course, these podcasts are brought to you by all of my novels that you can check out at mpwnovels.com. And I am busy getting ready for the launch of it'll be my fourth book, the second book in the Secret of Redemption series. And the second book is called This Happened to Jessica. So I'm going to give you a little blurb about it, a little preview about This Happened to Jessica. And just know, though, this it is better if you read the first book in the series. It is better to read them in order. And the first one is It Began with a Lie. So I would, if you think Just Happened to Jessica sounds interesting, I would highly encourage you to find It Began with a Lie and start at the beginning of the series. All right, so here is a little bit more about This Happened to Jessica. How many more are going to die because you refuse to remember? Becca would like nothing better than to put the past behind her and focus on making redemption her home. But what do you do when the past refuses to stay buried? Becca still can't remember the night 16-year-old Jessica disappeared from a party, never to be seen again, which is bad enough, especially since she supposedly was the last person to see Jessica alive, but it's not the worst. Strange events are making Becca think there's a link between what happened to Jessica 15 years ago and what's happening now. With help from her friends and her teenage crush, Daniel, Becca races against time to uncover the truth about Jessica before another 16-year-old girl is doomed to the same fate as Jessica. And there it is. This Happened to Jessica, which will be available on Amazon, and you can check it out more at mpwnovels.com. Also, when you visit mpwnovels.com, you make sure you grab the free novella, The Secret Diary of Helen Blackstone, which is a Secrets of Redemption book. It actually gives a little bit of history to the book. So make sure you grab your copy when you visit mpwnovels.com. Okay, so now let us jump into episode 12, which is What Happened After. And if you remember where we last left Riley, she was in the Hotel Vendome in room 16, which is Abby's room and Noble the cat's room. She had an encounter that certainly sounded like Noble showed up in the room, and everybody left. You might want to check it out if you haven't checked out episode 11 and 10 to get caught up. But anyways, that's a little bit of what happened. I wearily unlocked the door to my camper. Geist let out a happy bark as she trotted up to greet me, tail wagging. Well, at least someone was happy to see me. After Hal and Gia left me in room 16 at the Hotel Vendome, I had a confusing conversation on the phone with Craig, who was having difficulties understanding what precisely had happened. He also seemed to be really focused on who Hal was and why he was in my room. After I finally hung up with him, I spent the rest of the night crouched in the corner, eyes peeled for any other ghostly encounters. Nothing happened. I must have dozed off at some point because when I opened my eyes, the morning sun was streaming through my room. Stiff and sore, with my neck and back aching and my eyes gritty from lack of sleep, I took a hot shower to try and loosen my muscles up. It didn't help. I tried to console myself. Well, at least I had a story for my blog, right? A real ghostly encounter with Noble the ghost cat who ate a living mouse. Never mind that ghosts don't normally eat, but whatever. That really happened though, right? It didn't matter that I couldn't find any trace of the mouse, or really any trace of anything that happened last night. The mouse could have easily disappeared in some hole somewhere, and ghosts, well, they don't leave a trail anyway, right? As I was leaving, I noticed the maid cart by the room Hal had stayed in. It was pretty early for him to be out and about. Or did he already check out? I went down to the lobby, passing a couple of guys wearing white exterminator shirts. Gio wasn't behind the desk. Instead, there was another middle-aged, grumpy-looking woman drinking a huge cup of coffee. She was on the phone complaining about millennials' lack of work ethic. She checked me out without getting off the phone, still complaining. I shut the door to the camper and wearily slumped on the bed. Maybe what I really needed was a nap. My phone rang. It was my sister Katie. "Seen a vampire yet?" she asked, shouting over a loud buzzing in the background. "I already told you I'm not looking for vampires," I said tiredly. "I'm a ghost hunter." "You sound exhausted," she yelled. "I am exhausted," I said. "What's with the noise?" "Oh, the kids are sawing something," she said. Well, at least I think they're sawing something." "With a chainsaw?" "Well, something. They're using some sort of power tool." "Is that safe?" "Well, it's not like they're unsupervised," Katie said. "I mean, I'm standing right here." I wondered about that, but I decided I was just too tired to go there. "So what happened to you?" she asked. I told her everything that happened last night with only a few interruptions from Katie, who wanted to make sure the cat's tail remained out of harm's way. "Well, that sounds like good news," she said when I was done. "You saw a ghost, right?" "Maybe," I said. "What are you talking about, maybe?" she asked. "You heard Noble. What more do you want?" I slumped further in my seat. Maybe I'm just tired, but I don't know. Maybe this was all a bad idea. "What? Why would you say that?" "Well, I don't have any equipment except for a stupid compass. I didn't really see anything except for a mouse, which was alive. And yeah, we heard something, but who knows what that was. Maybe it was a noise from outside, or I don't know, the water heater. The hotel is old, after all. Old hotels make noises." "But the cold." "Could have been a draft," I interrupted. "Everything could have a reasonable explanation. My compass may have been broken, a draft. Maybe Coco's right, and this whole ghost thing is silly." "Riley, stop. Just stop," Katie said. "This is silly. You're being silly." I blinked. "What do you mean?" "What did you think was going to happen? Riley, you're doing something completely new. Of course you're going to have hiccups and problems. That's just par for the course." "Yes, but... and besides, you are having success. You saw Faith at the Hacienda Inn, right? And I'm sure it was Noble you heard. So just because it's not looking like you thought it would look doesn't mean it's not successful." "But I don't understand all that ghost equipment. Shouldn't a ghost hunter know that?" I argued. "And my blog isn't up yet." Not to mention I wasn't a famous ghost hunter yet, I thought, but couldn't bring myself to say that out loud. "Riley," Katie said sternly, "you are not a quitter. You've never been a quitter in your life. Are you going to start now?" I thought about what Katie was telling me. Maybe I was being too hard on myself. Maybe I did need to give it more time and space to succeed. Besides, Katie was right. I wasn't a quitter. I straightened up. "You're right," I said. "This is what I want to do. I've always dreamed of being a ghost hunter, and I'm going to keep going." "That's my girl," Katie said. "Now I have to go. I'm not sure where the cat is." I hung up the phone and reached down to rub Geist's ears. "You like being a ghost hunter too, right?" I asked. Geist groaned and rolled over on her back so I could rub her belly. So now what I needed was a plan. Where should my next ghost hunting adventure take me? Although maybe what I really needed was to take a nap first, and then I could look at all my options and figure out where I wanted to go next. A loud pounding on my camper door startled me, and I jumped. Who could that possibly be? No one knew I was here. It couldn't be a ghost who had followed me, could it? No, ghosts didn't leave the places they haunted, right? More pounding. Geist went to the door and whined. I got off the bed and slowly inched my way to the door, trying to angle myself so I could see out without whoever was out there seeing me. "Riley, is that you? Are you in there?" The voice was muffled but recognizable. No, it couldn't be. I flung open the door. "Craig?" And that is it for today. So make sure you tune in next time for episode 13, and you can find out what Craig is doing in Riley's camper. I will see all of you then, and make sure you check out mpwnovels.com. Tune in next week for another great episodes of The Adventures of Riley Longhill, Ghost Hunter. And don't forget to check out mpwnovels.com for more fictional goodness from Michele.